You can count on the accountant. I didn't have a good segue. The accountant too. Now I am a big fan of the accountant, the first one. In fact, let me actually. By the way, Box Office Mojo, thank you for finally adding that to the release list. But what did the original accountant make? The accountant is a kind of a little underrated movie. It really is, I think. It didn't do. I mean, it did fine at the box office. It didn't like. It did enough to warrant a sequel, but it didn't like do gangbuster numbers. Let's see. It made 155 million. I guess a budget of 44 million. So, and it didn't get like a huge marketing budget. Neither did this new one. So I mean, you factor in probably 30 or 40 million in marketing. So yeah, the film made a little bit of a profit. It's not like it bombed or anything, but it just didn't. It just didn't catch the traction I think deserved. Um, but I really like it. Ben Affleck's right in there. John Bernthal is a joy. J.K. Simmons, gotta love him. So now we get the new one. It takes place 8 years after the original, and they address it too. Like it's been 8 years. J.K. Simmons ends up getting killed trying to help a case, help a family, and he calls his last act, if you will, his emergency contact is to get in touch with Cynthia Adaya Robinson, who plays Medina, the woman from the first movie, his protege, to go and find the accountant, Ben Affleck. Along the way, there is another woman involved. What's the story with her? Who are these new bad guys, if you will? John Bernthal's character obviously coming back into play. Hijinks ensue. Now, what I had heard was that the film is pretty good. Story's a little lacking. And I will not only say yes, I will double down on that. The story is very convoluted at points. Because the base of it is they're trying to get this kid. They're trying to find this kid and his family. And when we learn, like, okay, the family's dead, but there's a twist involving that as well. There's this new kind of lone assassin woman, who she is, and the mystery behind her. Okay, it's all tied with this, not even organization, just these gangsters. But then also you got the kids. You get that neuroscience academy where I actually don't remember what the is it Justine? Is that the yeah, okay, Justine. That's the woman. That's the woman in the chair, the Brit, who's voiced by Allison Wright, by the way. And that's the they're now like super. They're like better than the CIA. It's like the TV show Scorpion times 10. What's going on here? So it gets convoluted. It gets really convoluted. But the heart of this movie is Ben Affleck and John Bernthal. And when these two are on screen separate on their own, they're a joy. Watching Ben Affleck's character try to speed date is hilarious. And then John Bernthal is still just being... I love him as Frank. I might love this character at least as much as Frank, because it's like an altered Frank Castle who's very lively, very jovial. There is literally I said this before, a 5-minute scene that you see a little bit of it in the trailer of him just walking around his hotel room in his underwear, showing off that John Bernthal is in fucking good shape. My girlfriend's probably going to be so mad she didn't see this, because that's one of her fan rushes right there. She has a very, very good admiration for John Bernthal. I love John Bernthal too as an actor, and he's a good looking man. He's a good looking man. But just a 5-minute conversation, like him just talking to himself, trying to work up the courage to talk to a woman about buying a dog. It's hilarious. And then there's another conversation where he's just talking to a woman. Again, we see it in the trailer where he was where he like walks, where Ben Affleck calls him up. And I love the fact that Ben Affleck, while he's waiting to call him, is playing with his lightsaber, which is just awesome. But Ben Affleck calls him up, and he walks out of that like penthouse suite, and there's all these bodies. But he's also talking to like the one survivor, and just you know, it's just like, what do you think I'm going to hurt you? What about our interaction today makes you think I'm going to hurt you? And it's just that And when they finally are on screen together, it's just gold. It is gold. I said it before. I'll say it again. I'd watch a series with these two. They're so good together. So good. And you buy them as brothers. You buy them as estranged brothers who clearly have love for each other. Ben Affleck just has a very hard way of showing it because he's autistic. And Bernthal, being the little brother, having to deal with it all his life is just, he struggles with it. He's had to struggle with it. But this is far funnier than the first movie. Definitely. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's an action comedy. I'm not. But it's like 40, not 40. Yeah, actually, you know what? It's like 40% a comedy. I'm not lying. It is like 40% comedy. Anytime Jon Bernthal's on screen, not only is he a badass, but he's also he's funny. And with him and Ben Affleck, again, it's perfection. It really is. JK, for the little he's in there, he's also really good. I'm glad though that he's not. The scene. I'll say this: he doesn't die in the bathroom. He dies a little later on in the movie. So I'm glad they actually gave him a little bit of something to do, which is good. I will actually say of the returning cast, which is nearly everyone from the first one, save for Justine. Justine is not played by the original actress. She's played now by Allison Robertson. But honestly, that's like the one character you could have replaced, and it's not a hindrance to the story. She's also given a lot more screen time, more to do. So maybe that actress just wasn't available. Yeah, the one carryover from the first movie that I didn't actually like as much in this one, is Medina. And given that Jon Bernthal's in there, I try really hard not to say Madani, because that was the name of the woman in Punisher too, Madani. But Medina Madani. And my battery's really low, but I'll wrap this up. I've only got a few minutes left. But anyway, the whole follow letter of the law, a little self-righteous, but trying to do things by the book mentality worked fine because she was the inexperienced, the white in the black and white world, whereas JK was the gray. Now she's trying to work within the gray and she just can't do it. And when she's the main person, that's not as engaging. In fact, that kind of comes off like a stick in the mud, wet blanket kind of personality that doesn't really work here. So, yeah, that was a carryover. I mean, she's not like a bad character or anything. It's just not a character. Let me phrase it. The performance is good. Like the actress, all that. It's just not a type of character I really like in this style. In this circumstance. When she was in the first movie, it worked. But when she's like the main person with them, not so much. But apart from that, though, like I said, funny. The action sequences when we have to get them, particularly the big one near the end, they're really good. Like, it's really damn good. And it gets brutal at points too. Ben Affleck tortures a guy at one point. Jon Bernthal just brings the pain on one guy involving a cinder block. Oof. And you buy them working together. And I love their relationship with each other. But I've noticed something about Bernthal, and it's not a knock. It's just a acting thing he does. That when he's trying to convey emotion bubbling up and not really knowing how to process it, like that whole when you're really emotional and you're having a difficult time talking, he does a little bit like just not like pursing his lips, but like that, like one step below. It's like his mouth is just barely open. Like kind of like that, just and he kind of just like nods his head a little bit. And I've noticed that about he does it with Frank as well. He does it with this character, and again, not like it's a bad action. It's just something I've noticed with him. But he knows how to do that. He does it well. The scene near the end where I'm not going to spoil too much, but usually the good guys win. He's looking over these kids, and you can just see the look on his face because he's a hired killer. He normally doesn't do this type of stuff, so this is kind of new for him. So to see these kids and basically be the one to help save these kids, you can see that meant something to him because I think he sees both his brother and himself in these kids to some degree, and I really like how they did that. I really like how they showed that off. And then you get just some funnier scenes like them going to a square hoedown. That woman actually hitting on Affleck, and he, like brother's like, look, oh, she was thinking of you. I'm as shocked as you are, but she was going for it. And then obviously you see in the trailer that car runs. There's nothing better in this world than punching a guy in the face. And he just says he got to shut the front door. Oh, look at you, like that. Those moments are so good, because it really bonds them together as like as brothers. It really makes you feel like they're brothers. They got such good chemistry with each other. I'd really like to see them do other stuff too. I really would, together, because they're just really good together, man. Either way, though, it is a good, entertaining movie. I don't think it's as good as the other one, though. The first one. First one's got a much tighter story, definitely. But overall, I liked it. It's a good movie. We had 2 solid movies come out this week, entertaining movies. It's honestly, April has been a surprisingly good month for movies this year. I mean, the weakest movie to come out that I saw so far this year this April was Minecraft. That was it. That was just this month. So yeah, and now summer is kicking. I mean, summer doesn't kick off until a little later in May, but summer is kicking off. We got Thunderbolts next week. I gotta get my tickets still. Luckily, our theater isn't very packed yet. I'm gonna aim for like the X, because I have a Cinemark. I'm gonna aim for the XD for me and my girlfriend. we are looking forward to this, and I have heard nothing but fantastic things about. Even the weakest reviews I've heard are good, solid reviews. And those are the weakest ones so far. So, and the best are like giving this glowing praise. So, I am so looking forward to this movie. Let's kick off the summer with a good start. Let's get Marvel back where it needs to be. Come on, Marvel is not dead and buried. It's a little hurting right now, but they just had Daredevil. They still have I think they're still carrying goodwill from Deadpool and Wolverine and Agatha. Captain America, Brave New World was a bit of a miss, but what are you going to do? But they're carrying goodwill from Daredevil. Everything we've been seeing from this movie is looking good. The reviews are good. Come on. And if this is as good as we're hoping, and Fantastic Four is as good as it may be looking, we could be back, baby. We could be back. Now, I will say, I think you need, in terms of movies, you need at least 3 wins, I think, to really be back on the map. One can be a fluke. 2 can be the start of a trend. 3 is a pattern. That's what we need. We need like 3 big theatrical hits in a row. But until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.